hands together and they've got the gift of grab.
Good evening and welcome back, Grabber Gang. We are here on another episode of The Gift of Grab with Bear Claire Steger. You
That's
might
her
know
given
her.
name.
That is her given name.
Yes.
The ball of sunshine, everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite. Honestly, no, you truly are. I first met Claire 2023 at the Arnold, and we were in the open category, and we competed. And I think we hit it off kind of immediately. Myself, Claire, and Hannah all placed top 3, and from there developed a bond, and her picture was blown up along with us at our gym, so we got to see her every single day we trained.
That was iconic.
Yeah, without even being there. So I don't know. It's one of those bonds you kind of make, and friendship moves fast, but we're so excited to have you.
Yep.
You were highly requested, and we just love you. So I'm very excited to sit down and chat with you. So
yeah, I'm happy to be
Haley
here.
had you on our Haley had you on our list kind of when we were first starting out and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that could be cool. And then like I got talking to you through Instagram as is the times, and yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, she's hilarious and
I appreciate
super
that.
fun. So
Claire, for our listeners who don't know you, I'm sure they all do, but in case we have any newcomers listening to this episode, walk us through, who Claire is, how you got involved in strength sports. Just give us a high level rundown, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty.
A high level rundown. Okay, so really early in athletics, I played t-ball. I was on the team for 12 years, played travel ball. Ended up playing 2 years of high school softball, quit that, and joined the weightlifting team at school. And that was really kind of just a class period. We didn't really do anything more than just lift weights in class, and kind of learned the wrong way to do everything. And then I kind of dropped out of that, graduated,
lifting, yeah.
went to college. What was that?
Oh, I just said, yeah, high school weightlifting. You learn how to do it all
weightlifting,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was in college. A buddy of mine was like, hey, I have this powerlifting meet an hour away. My handler just dropped out. Do you want to be my handler for the day? And I was like, I have no idea how to do that. So sure. And I went to a powerlifting meet and I was like, holy crap, this is so much fun. Dove into that for about 3 years. 3 years later, our buddy Chad from Arm Lifting USA, if you know Chad Clark from Arm Lifting USA, he called me. He was like, hey, bud, you want to come up to Roanoke and do an arm lifting meet with me? It was like a Thursday night, and it was happening on Saturday. And I was like, sure. That was December of 22. And by February of 23, I was at the Arnold. Went pro the following year. And it's just been absolutely crazy to go from some podunk little town to being on the main stage at a large sports festival like that. I have loved every second of it and wish I could do it every weekend. The strength sport atmosphere is just amazing, and also the plowing through, as in women's sports even more so with the representation we have now, is exceptional.
Yeah. You're in are you in Lynchburg itself, or where are you technically?
I'm not in Lynchburg proper. I am in Forest/Bedford area.
Nope. We'll never know.
There's no frame of reference point because there's nothing else
all night long.
That's the sticks for you.
I might have to move my location.
There you are.
I keep losing you guys.
You can never really lose true friends.
We'll always be here.
I was telling Will before you hopped on, I live in the sticks, and I'm trying to record in the sticks, and it may not work.
No,
yeah.
Bunny ears, boosters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in the sticks as well. I get it. Mine has been shitty at times. Hopefully, we can keep you here.
Hope so.
So you're not Lynchburg. You're where?
I'm in like Forest Bedford area. It's just a county, 15 minutes from Lynchburg. But I work in Lynchburg. I lift in Lynchburg. That's where I grew up. So it's not far enough to not be considered here. I just tell people I'm from Lynchburg.
Yeah.
I understand. So talk to us about powerlifting. I mean, do you still hold the records you set? Are you still? Yeah, all of them? Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, I'm the holder of the junior women 20 to 24 super heavyweight squat, bench, and deadlift, and total national records and Virginia state records. I did that in spring of 2020.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right before the USPA imploded a little bit. Touchy subject. But yeah, I set those. My squat was 451. My bench was 232, and I believe my deadlift was 440 or 441, whichever the kilo conversion
My God.
thingy is. And then so my total ended up being 1102.
Well, damn.
Yeah. Lightweight.
I remember that's incredible. I remember seeing you at the Arnold and you had shorts on and I was just staring at your quads and I was just like whispering to Hannah, I'm like, look at her deadlift setup. Like she's like a powerlifter. She's gonna absolutely destroy us. I'm like, look at those legs. And then she goes, I've never seen anything like it. I'm like, I know. We were just staring at you before we got up, like the courage to talk to you guys. Because I think like at one point you and Robbie just like kind of plopped your chairs next to us, and then I was like, oh hey, they're nice, they're cool. Like okay, great. I'm glad because like at first,
like, part of the family.
You just I mean you get like first impressions, and you're just like way off because you're this like bubbly, happy, welcoming, like just but like at first I was like, oh my God, look at those quads. Like that's insane. She's gonna destroy us. You know?
Yeah.
You got everything else. You got everything else. And the hand size topic is something that bothers me quite a bit. But that's a tale for another time, I think. Yeah. No. So do you have any plans to return to powerlifting, or are you going to be more on the coaching, handling? Like I know you got involved in like refereeing, or I don't know if that's called that. I'm sorry, judging. Pardon me. Judging the contests. Yeah.
Referee, breaking up fights in between all the lifters.
I'm the security guard. It's just I'm like hidden behind the Cabbage Patch Kid facade, like
in line.
I will at this point just say that I'm like doing what makes me happy. Part of that, I got a little bit too involved and kind of oversold myself in 2023. I believe, if I've counted right, I was attending, coaching, judging, or competing in 23 weekends that year.
Good grief.
I exhausted myself.
It's too much, Bob.
I'm certified to do judging in all different places. I have a couple annual events that are like concrete on my calendar every year. Arnold is one of them. Mr. America's powerlifting meet with the Legacy crew from Martinsburg, West Virginia. It's run by Robbie Von Schlag. A little shout out to the homie. We run the APA meet on Saturday, and then we're doing a strict curl. And then we're also going to do some stone lifting there as well. Anything between, I did Holiday Highlander. That was my first strongman meet in December. I really have enjoyed strongman. I love powerlifting. That will always be my first love, but you can also love other things and do other sports. Gonna try a Highland Games on Saturday. So, and then go straight into a stone lifting comp on Saturday. So
that's at Sedalia, right?
Yeah, that's at Sedalia.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So just kind of whatever happens, if someone calls me and is like, hey, I need you in, Charlotte. Can you do a WRPF meet or PLU? Sure. Yeah. Let me know where we're staying at a hotel, or I'll sleep in the bathtub or whatever. I mean, just throw me a sleeping bag. I'll curl up next to the cats near the
Is it
dumpster.
fair?
I mean, I
Is
don't
it
care.
fair?
Like,
I mean this in the best way, nicest way possible. I think you're the female Chad Clark. I think you're kind of on that trajectory of just like always being down, and like he got to a point. Obviously, right now he's exhausted. He's burnt out from all of it. But for a while, he was doing that. Every weekend, being involved, and strength sports needs people like you guys. Reliable, counted on in that area. You guys are kind of,
right.
Staples. And it's super important because, when somebody like myself is signing up for something and I'm traveling down south and it's like, okay, well, who's all going to be there? Okay, well, I know it's going to be a great time if A, B, and C are there. And if it's ran by, somebody I like. And I think that's crucial to these sports. And stone lifting, Highland Games, powerlifting, strongman, grip. I think we're in the same boat, Claire. Like we kind of want to try it all, whatever makes us happy. And
Yeah.
the community is great. So I love that about you.
Yeah.
Down for a good time.
Life is too short to just cut a single slice out of the cake of strength sports and just take that. Like you got to like try all the different cakes and
Yeah.
I'm a super heavyweight. I'm gonna eat all the cake. Y'all can have fun with your cutting for weigh-ins and all that crap. I'm not doing that. But no, I respect
Jake?
Absolutely people that have to cut for events and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna be at every event I possibly can. Life is too short and too precious to not dive in head first. Try everything.
Yeah,
I love that.
I mean, and then we've talked about that a little bit too before. Is like the cool thing about grip is that there are so many things to it and stuff. And so like I did powerlifting for a bit, and squat, bench, deadlift is a good measurement. You're always doing the same things. You can always compare yourself to where you did last time or whoever you're like that comparison is always there. Grip and strongman too, I feel like, and Highland, they all have this kind of like historical aspect to them where it's like people were just like picking stuff up and trying to do stuff with them. And like, I think that's really interesting. It's like, hey, how far can I throw this thing? Or, hey, like, I bet you can't pick up that rock. I bet I can pick up that rock. And so, or, carrying anvils or whatever, or doing all these like old timey things that are just, just neat feats that people turned into competition. And just like,
right.
I think that's the cool thing. And in strength sports is just like, these were things that just started in somebody's backyard or started organically, and it's just like, hey, let's just see who can throw stuff the farthest, or who can who can do all that kind of thing. And I love that part of it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
No, you're my guest. I shut the hell up.
No, not at all. Powerlifting got to a point, and it is one of the most popular, if not the most popular, strength sport for amateurs. And because it's probably the most accessible, because it is just straight barbells. And I mean, it's not a log, it's not a trap bar, you can do all three lifts on a power bar. And a lot of competitions are going back to that. They're stopping using specialty bars and squat bars and this and that, and they're going power bar squat, power bar bench, power bar deadlift. That's very accessible for the average gym goer, which is why it's gotten popular. And being the person who doesn't want to be in the crowded area in the gym, because even though I'm very bubbly, I do still have social anxiety. I'm literally like playing with a wad of Play-Doh right now in my hand because I'm like, people, 2 people I'm very comfortable
What color?
with still. What color? It's silly putty, and it's a very gross looking gray color. I feel ashamed to tell you that it does glow in the dark, or it used to glow in the dark, but now it's just
very neat
gray silly putty. Not but yeah, powerlifting, absolutely will go back to it at some point. But I like rocks, man, and like stones and circle,
I like rocks.
Are cool.
Circle rocks. And
yeah,
I got a stone named Bertha that I pulled out of a creek on a public park on a Saturday at like 11 a.m. And I'm walking with this rock in a wagon, and like 15 people like looked in the wagon, like looking for like a toddler, like a dog. Or,
oh,
and they're like,
it's my baby Bertha.
Oh, rock.
It's a rock.
She's just born. I'm
And then-
having a baby sprinkle for her. Bring chalk.
Bring
Tacky.
chalk.
someone in front of me is like sparkling like rose petals, and I'm just walking with the rock. Yeah, but
I think all stone lifters, Highland Games athletes, strongmen have all picked rocks out of public parks we're not supposed to. Like it's a rite of passage. And I think, I'm probably wanted by several state parks doing the exact same thing. So
yeah, it just be like that.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do
it'd be
be.
like that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask a question that I keep this was intended to be a question that I ask everybody, and then I've forgotten the past
Several times.
several times. And I feel like you're a good one to bring it back because
God.
you're fun, and I want to know what your walkout music would be, or have you had walkout music in the past, and would you keep that same walkout music, or what kind of vibe you want to throw down on the platform when you're coming out?
So if you're watching this, post it, I suggest you pull up Spotify and you look up Gizmo. He is a heavy metal artist. I do not know where he's from. I know nothing about him, but I do know that he drops some seriously crazy, seriously explicit music. And he has one called
Lovely.
Please Don't Piss Me Off. And it is
I'm writing it down.
death metal, deathcore, something. But yes, I have used it as a walkout song in all the powerlifting meets I've been able to. It is also the song I go to when I just have to get angry. It has like a 47-second instrumental intro, and then the drop, I guess, is like insane, right? And at my last meet, this was cinematic. I wish someone got it on video. The meet I set all the events at, or the records at in 2023, they start the music right when my coach pulls the last rap. This is my 4th attempt squat. I bombed the first 2 and barely got my 3rd to depth. So I'm like freaking the freak out that I'm not going to get the squat that I wanted. We went 396 and 396 twice to try to sink the depth. We couldn't sink depth. So we had to put another 15 pounds on a squat I had failed twice for depth. Got the 3rd, and then my coach took like a 45-pound jump. And that's a little significant for like a jump from a 3rd to a 4th.
Yeah.
So they start the music, crank the rap down. Of course, my coach has to like pull me out of the lawn chair I'm in. And I'm like waddling over, right? And I grab the bar and I headbutt the bar. I sit the bar on my back. And as the music drops, I get the squat command. And it was literally the best experience I could have had. And that song will just forever be like, yeah. So Please Don't Piss Me Off by Gizmo. He has some very explicit music. I'm forewarning you. You're listening to the lyrics and you're like, is this guy okay? But 10 out of 10 worth it.
Yeah. Very nice.
That's awesome. I'm going to look into it immediately. And I can't picture you angry. Like when you said, like, when I have to get angry, it's like, yeah. But like we all kind of go there, you have to go there for certain lifts or like, the headbutts, whatever it is for you. I think everybody has their thing. So I wish there was footage because I want to see it.
I'm only like that on squats. So I'm a classic raw squatter. So I wrap my knees for squats. That's like the biggest part of my day. And then I have a regular schmegular bench and a deadlift, Squats are like, my bread and butter, and so it's the only lift I feel like, it's about the only lift I get angry for. The other ones I'm like, normal Claire, hardy har, whatever. But squats, I definitely am like, I'm silent, which is never happens because I'm yapping. And I'm angry, which also doesn't happen very often. But I have to put myself somewhere very dark to accomplish.
Yeah, you got to go to a dark place for squats.
Yeah. I'm so close to the ground though. It's like range of motion is like 6.5, 7 inches.
I wish.
I'm built for squats also. I'm 6 feet tall, but it's all torso. And so like torso. My legs are just, so it's just like, all right.
Baby femurs.
These little baby little legs. Yeah. It's really something.
That's the only reason I look like I have
Yeah,
quads.
I'm real jealous. I have a good squat for my height, you know. I'm a pretty proficient squatter, but like I'm getting old, man, and this left knee of mine is the issue. At one point, you know, I was squatting a big number, and now it's like I'll be happy if I can get 300 and to depth, but yeah, I that ship has sailed for me. I think
Just get Claire to wrap you up.
you know, I've never done that. I've never even tried them. I've just tried like five millimeter neoprene, and that's about as tight as I've
Dip
gotten.
your toes in multiply. Yeah.
Yep. Well,
I wish.
now's the time.
Now is the time.
I need a handler for that. Like I don't even have the foggiest idea on how to do it. And I work out at a powerlifting gym, but none of them wear wraps. So
It's a dying breed.
What are you gonna
I've
do?
found.
yeah, because it's just such a
Well-
pain in the ass.
Well, I think it's a pain in the ass, and then also I think to go back to your point, Claire, about it being accessible, it's accessible because there are brands I think that have really built that up, like SBD. Everyone waits for the SBD drop, you know, like
Yep.
oh, black on black, I'm getting it. Red on black,
Yeah.
again, I'm getting it. Different color red, yes.
Orange and gray.
They're just orange and gray. Are you kidding? I've got my blue and gold knee sleeves over here, but it's like, you know, I think there are a lot of brands that, with the rise of like social media and popularity and stuff, people also buy those. Wraps are not the same. Like knee sleeves, everybody makes knee sleeves. Everybody makes belts. Everybody makes all the like standard powerlifting equipment. You know, singlets, whatever. And so yeah, I think because of the prevalence of all that stuff, you get a drop off in like the equipped or the wraps.
Yeah, I think the other problem we have in the community as a whole is that with the popularity, everyone wants to be popular by themselves on Instagram and TikTok and everything.
Yeah,
we have a lone wolf generation of powerlifting. They can go through an entire prep without speaking face to face with another human in the gym. They can watch YouTube videos, Instagram tutorials, whether or not that's a reliable source. They gather information, they get coached online, which that's fine. If that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. But 40 years ago, when people were learning powerlifting, they were getting like 2 magazines in the mail, and then you had to travel to different powerlifting gyms, meet guys like Rich Piana or Louis Simmons or whoever, and learn from the people who practically invented the sport. And right now, if you don't have to speak to another person, you don't have to have someone wrapping your knees. If you don't have someone to wrap your knees because you don't speak to anyone else in the gym, you're never gonna wrap your knees. You can't get in and out of a deadlift suit as one person or even 3 people. Sometimes it takes 5 people to get someone out of a deadlift suit. So that dying breed is because people are wanting to do this completely by themselves. That's just my 2 cents. I just work here.
Yeah. Man, this is a Wendy's.
I also want to try a deadlift suit someday. I really want to try one. I just want to see what kind of number I could pull in one.
Well, you've got
I don't know if it like
anyway, so you just
I do have a good deadlift, but I'm like I don't know if it would add that much, or like maybe I just think it would. Like what is it? Do you guys know? Have you ever lifted in one? Like how much more can you do?
I have watched people deadlift in one, and it's a little bit terrifying. And the fear for me is that I'm rather claustrophobic. So if I feel like I can't get out of a t-shirt, I have a little bit of a mentee B. Like this is from Sedalia 2 years ago, and it's kind of looking like it's got medium sleeves on me, and I'm like pulling at it all day, and I'm like, I like the way I look in blue, but like I gotta like crack the seams on the sleeves because this is like an extra large. But I would fear that I would get into the suit and I have a tummy and I tuck everything in there, and then I'm like, I gotta piss.
That's a piss on the platform.
Yep.
There's a girl who competes in strongman locally with like Hannah and I, and it doesn't matter every event. she's the pisser on the platform. Like every time we can count on it.
Yep.
I think everybody, like, the first time I peed, I was like mortified because like only a little bit came out. I was just like, I had a stone, like I think a 300-pound stone on my chest, and I like had it up, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get it over. And then like I peed a little bit, and then I like panicked because it never happened before, and I just dropped it, and I was like, and they're like, what are you doing? That was so close. I'm like, I peed. Did you all see it? And they're like, no. That was it for me. Well, all right. I guess that's, and then they're like, that's a rite of passage. Everybody does it a little bit. You just got to wear like a pad or right underwear. And I'm like, okay. And I thought,
Okay. It's normal.
I don't know.
Like it happened.
Well,
The
was it
Yeah.
Steffi Cohen? Steffi Cohen that did it before? Like where like it was everyone's like, why is she peeing on the platform or something? And she was lifting like 500 pounds or
and
something.
she's like, shut up and watch
And
the
it's-
deadlift, dude. Like
Yeah, she's like, did you not see that I'm 120 pounds and I deadlifted 500? Like, what's your issue here with the pee? The pee's gonna happen.
yeah,
Like,
Yep.
like,
it's crazy.
it doesn't happen for guys, but I think guys
No.
probably shit themselves a little bit sometimes.
We do, yeah. Yeah, that's,
I have
Yeah,
a
it comes
story
out-
about that.
comes
If
out
we can
there.
go down a rabbit hole for a second.
we
I
can.
would
Let's
love
do
to.
it. Yeah,
We love
I'm here
them.
for it.
My like OG powerlifting guys, two buddies of mine, Ben and Ezra, we lifted in Ben's parents' basement storage room for their lawn mowing equipment. And we had
Nice.
a rack and it was really a yoke with homemade J cups on it. And then we had lawn equipment in front of it. And every evening or afternoon when we would lift, we would have to turn the lawnmower on and back it out and then move the weed eater and then move the push lawnmower, and then we'd have our little platform area. And we were down there one time and kind of a similar situation where he like dropped a deadlift halfway and just looked at us with like these like Vietnam flashback eyes, right? And he's like, and he kind of just sits there for a second. He was like, oh, it's just a really warm fart. He literally was just like, he was like, oh, I gotta get
Fantastic.
Might be something else.
Because he thought it was
We
something
can go
like,
make sure.
Yeah, I might just
these
go
are brand new
check.
shorts. I'm not about to do that. And I was like, fair.
Outstanding.
You know, it's just one of those beautiful differences between men and women. So,
Gorgeous.
you know.
You gotta bear down on something. Bear down.
Bear down, Power Bear
Power
Claire.
Bear.
Oh my gosh, it's all coming full circle. God,
Full circle.
man, you love to see it.
You'll love to see it.
I have another question, Haley. I don't actually know what you have planned for your segment, so hopefully this doesn't encroach on it. But if you could be a bear, what kind of bear would you be?
Ooh. I think I'd be a black bear. I feel like a grizzly or a polar bear is like way too aggressive, and I'm just not.
Sure.
I want to use my powers for good. I want to like walk across a wildlife preserve somewhere in the Appalachians and be like,
Mm-hmm.
and then just keep on moving. Like,
Now,
no aggressiveness. Might like break into your cooler if you
Caveat.
leave it in your truck bed. Like, definitely.
What about-
how sorry.
Go ahead, Haley. No, it's okay.
No, I'm like, how good is your bear knowledge though? Because black bears are actually the ones most likely to attack a human being. So,
Are they really?
um,
Not me
yeah,
not having
and
bear
we're
knowledge,
gonna
but
cover this in my segment. A little bit more.
Yeah.
So the whole phrase, the whole rhyme is, if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. So like if you see a black bear like on a hike or something like that, get real loud, intimidate it, try to scare it because they want to fight you. They are predatory. They will run you down, and they can also climb trees. So grizzly bear, like it's pretty much get into like I'm dead, I'm done. I'm gonna protect the back of my neck, kind of like a tornado. Like put your head down in a fetal position, cover the back of your neck because they will like mostly just bite you to play with you and then kind of leave you. But like their bite is obviously more severe because they're huge. But they're not. They don't really want to eat you, and they're not going to climb a tree more than 15 feet. So, The black bear is the one that.
So what I would say is maybe, I know you said no polar bears, but what about one of the Coca-Cola polar bears?
You
Because they're
have
nice.
great.
Bingo.
I think I would be
You
a
know?
Coca-Cola bear.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems right.
Oh,
They're just
yeah,
hanging out,
the only
Happy
interaction-
drinking
sliding down
Coke.
the snow.
Yeah, they get to hang with Santa, and like, yeah, it's a vibe for sure.
I
The
don't
only
know if
interaction
you
I've had
saw
with-
her.
Ooh, I
No,
have a delay.
this is
I
your show.
apologize.
I was saying just like the commercials of the bears sliding around in the snow, and Claire, when Lynchburg got snow, she was the most excited person in the world to see it. So I'm just like, that fits, that tracks.
Oh yeah, you're one of those cold weather people. So yeah,
I
that works.
am.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
We talked
I've got a
about
lot
this.
of extra body fat, and it keeps me nice and warm in the winter. And there is just no shame in me saying, if it's above 55 degrees, I'm sweating. I don't know why.
Ugh.
I do know why. I mean, I'm large, but ever since I was a kid, like, snow is magical to me. It feels like a fairy wonderland, and like I had a lot of really good memories in the snow because my parents both got out of work when it wasn't snowing, so we would have these family days and these sledding, and the lady next to us
Nice.
had a really awesome hill in her backyard, and that was just like just pure joy. Like when my
Good memory,
mom
yeah.
had a 73 Volkswagen Beetle that we would tie a rope to a trash can lid and slide around in cul-de-sac. Like, snow is the
Yeah.
stuff. Like, it is so much fun. And I got no snow for like 3 or 4 years around this area, and then this year we actually got like a couple good snows. It's just too much fun. Too much
Yeah.
fun.
It snowed here yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was 80
So-
here today, so I'll take
Yeah,
that. If it's
like
yeah.
65
just like-
here today.
with you, if it's below 55 or over 55, you're sweating. With me, if it's under 60, my nose is running. Like it's just like,
So you have weak genetics. So
yeah, I'm yeah. There's obviously something wrong there. So I need it to be like 70 plus, and then I'm comfortable. Like I'll
Now,
go as hot as it
we did-
can. And
right. We did have some days around here, and I know this is nothing to Haley, Miss North Pole, where it got to like 4 and 7 degrees. And I'm sorry, that's not a degree, that's an age. We are
Yeah.
not. Why is it that cold? Why is 11 a degrees that the weather is outside? I can't do that. My bones were cold. I didn't know the cold could like
yeah,
pierce through you, but when they
feel
say
like that.
piercing cold, like it's like the inside of my chest wall was cold, and I can't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm already
They,
a little wheezy because of the asthma, but I walk outside and it like takes your breath away, and you're like, my God.
We had a day in high school where like so when I did rowing in the wintertime, you obviously don't go on the water, so you do ergs, like the rowing machines all winter, and we had winter ergs, and we had a particularly cold spell where like we got out of school early because it was 12 degrees, and it was like, it's way too cold. Who knows what's going to happen around here with it being that cold? So they let us all out, and we were like, okay, yeah, obviously we're not going to go to this boathouse that has no heat, no air. It doesn't have anything. We're like, we're not going to go there and do our erg pieces. And then the coach was like, where are you guys? You should be here. We don't stop. And we're like, are you kidding? It was one of the, like, there were only like a couple times where we like actively rebelled against the coach, and usually he ended up winning. But like this time we were like, we can't do that. That's a bad idea. So yeah, again, nothing to up there in New York, but
New York.
New York, but down in the Chesapeake Bay, Virginia, it is it's a no-go. Not leaving the house.
Yeah, but like
People get crazy.
the bones being cold, that's the thing. I mean,
Mhm.
it sits inside of your body, and like you have to take a hot bath sometimes, like just to get back to a normal temperature. And oftentimes my daughter will she'll be taking her snake's temperature or something, and then she'll point the laser thing at me because I'm always like 96 degrees. Like I'm cold. Like I run cold. Like I'm not, I don't like, and if I have a fever, like I'm really sick because like I'm always a few degrees colder than the average person, you know? And,
Is there like an aftermarket heater you could attach or something? Or,
like a jetpack inside of my coat. I'm literally always cold. It's
Whatever degrees you lost, I gained because I'm always running hot. I'm always at like 101, like just resting.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "This is regular schmegular for Claire. This is."
Oh yeah, I'm good.
I'm going to take Menti B and regular schmegular and add it to my vocabulary now.
Menti B is for sure in the vocabulary
I don't think we
from
use
now
slay
on.
enough either. I told one of my boomer coworkers today that he looked very slay with his new haircut, and he was just like, "Who let the intern talk?" And I was like, "I'm grown."
I wear like a lot of sneakers with like my business casual attire to work, and like Jordans, Nike Dunks, whatever. Like I'll have a suit on and then I'll have sweet sneakers on. And like this young engineer just graduated, just started like 2 days ago. He comes by my office and he's like, "Miss Haley, I just want to let you know you look clean. Like the fit is clean." And I'm like, "Cool. What's that mean?" I'm like, "I guess they are pretty clean." And he goes, "No, I mean like you look clean." And I'm like, "All right, well,
I bathe daily. What are you talking about, sir?"
And I was like, "Cheers. I take good care of him." And then I'm on my computer. As soon as he leaves, I'm like, "Is clean a good thing?" Is clean a good thing when someone's complimenting your
like snuggle
fit?
ads and like
right.
Tide commercials start hitting your phone, and
Yep.
But
Dove
I'll tell you
soap.
what, getting a compliment like that definitely gave me, a little pep in my step the rest of the day. I was like, check me out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Fitting in with the graduates. Fitting in with the recent grads. Look at me go.
Look at you go. It must be nice to interact with people on a daily basis. This is the only interaction I get with anybody, so thanks guys.
You're so good at it.
My desk.
We're
all day I sit at my desk and I'm just like in the computer. So I get off of work at like 4:30, and by 4:45, 5 o'clock, I am making it my personal goal to talk to as many people as possible at the gym. I'm like, "Hey, how are you? Hi, how are you? I haven't talked to another human all day. Hi, how are you?"
Hey. Yeah.
Humans. Interaction.
Exactly.
People need it though. I mean, a lot of people struggle during COVID because of that, and it's necessary.
Yeah. That was
Studies have shown.
That was Megan's main concern about when I started my own business. She was like, "All right, so you'll be working from home. Are you okay with that?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Yeah, it's fine. That sounds awesome." She's like, "No, like there won't be any people around. Like, is that going to be okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it'll be fine." And now, like, almost 4 years in, I'm like, see what she means. Luckily, I have Ranger the dog to wrestle around with, and that's all. So
and group chats and
group
Instagram
chats.
and
It's
your
true.
funny reels.
Yes, that's my creative outlet. Funny is definitely subjective, but anyway.
I do have a segment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Will usually does these, and then I got very excited because I don't have a cool nickname like Power Bear Claire, but I'm a hiker. I like to go to the mountains. That's where I vacation. I have a pretty good bear knowledge. So I was like, let's do some bear questions. So this segment, Grabber Gang, is called Bear With Me with Power Bear Claire. So we're gonna start with some easy ones. Actually, this might not be easy. I'm a liar.
I say easy for whom? Because
me having a whole undergraduate degree in biology, and I'm not going to know anything about bears.
Well, they're multiple choice. So
there we go.
It's going to help you out. What type of bear is Paddington? A, spectacled bear. B, a brown bear. C, an Asian black bear. Have you seen Paddington? Number one.
B, he's a brown bear. Is that what you said?
He's actually a spectacled bear because he's small. So, and he's from South America. So, but close because he is brown.
Paddington is from South America.
I was going to
Is that
say,
canon?
free answer, he's a
He
teddy
lives
bear.
in London. Yeah. He lives in London, but
That's canon though. It says he came from South America. He has no
you
accent.
You got to see Paddington 3 to.
There's 3.
I don't want to watch the new movies. I have the books and stuff.
All right. This one, your new spirit animal. How far can a polar bear swim without taking a break?
I might know
A,
this.
15 miles. B, 60 miles. Or C, 100 miles.
All of those are too far.
I think it's A. I think it's actually less than A, but I'm going to say the shortest distance because I don't feel like they can hold their breath for that long.
100 miles
They can swim 100 miles.
without taking a break.
I don't believe it.
They are nature's apex predator. They are the scariest MFs out there.
Why are we
I'm
following
no
David
more
Goggins
terrified
and
than
not
polar bears
not
are even less- Yeah, no.
Well, this one
Gracious.
here's an easy one. Koala bears are not actually bears. True or false?
True.
Bingo.
They're
They
marsupials.
Yes. Very good, Will.
I love koalas, even though they're mean. Isaac, send us pictures of koalas. I'll listen.
If you're listening, what
If you're just tuning in.
what is if you're just tuning in? What is the smallest type of bear? A, a sun bear. B, a giant panda. C, a sloth bear. D, a brown bear.
Wait,
Smallest.
read those again.
A, sun bear. B, giant panda. C, sloth bear. D, brown bear.
So it's A or C. I don't know if I've ever seen a sun bear. I don't know if sloth bear means we're talking about a sloth or something else.
I think it's
I'm going to say
different.
sun bear just because I've never heard of it.
You are correct. It is the
Boom.
sun bear, specifically the Malayan sun bear, but we went with sun bear because they are very cute.
I'll have to look them up.
All right, this easy peasy. This is another lob for you. Which is the biggest species of bear? The North American brown bear. A. B. The polar bear. C. Andean bear. D. Sun bear.
Polar bear.
Exactly. See?
Boom.
Wonderful.
All right, another lob. We'll end it with this. I mean, I have a ton more bear trivia, but I feel like we're going to lose the audience here. Which of the following is not a species of bear? The North American black bear. B. The panda bear. C. The teddy bear. Or D. The sun bear.
This one's really hard, Haley.
I know.
I have to say the teddy bear. Even though I have multiple teddy bears, they are not a true species.
But like the Velveteen Rabbit, if you love it enough, it's real.
Yeah.
Real.
Last question.
Wait. No, one more.
Okay.
This one's a good one. True or false? A grizzly bear's bite could crush a bowling ball.
True.
Isn't that terrifying?
Very much so.
And yeah,
I have
I'm
a
gonna.
bowling ball sized head, so I feel like he can.
It would crush your skull. How nice.
Just
All right.
smash.
Last question for all of our Office fans. Which bear is best? Okay, never mind. It's fair
Don't
enough.
shame me.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Anyway, all right.
Oh my
and
god,
a
I
segment
love The
done.
Office, but like my brain took several minutes to compute that.
It's
I
when
think I
Jim
have
was
that on a
pretending to be
magnet.
Dwight. Yeah.
I know, I think I have it on
Which
magnet somewhere.
bear is best? That's a ridiculous question.
Bears
Is that-
beats
yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
Brown bear. Wrong. Brown
I
bear.
had a couple questions that went into my DMs.
Ooh.
One of them that I wanted to talk about because I actually think other people have this problem is quirks or
Love
lifting superstitions.
Hmm.
I should not admit this in public. I have a pair of Vans that I trained in for my first powerlifting meet ever, and that was in 2019. and they have holes are like falling apart, and they used to be white, and they are no longer crispy white Vans, but they will be in the bottom of my gym bag if I'm competing. I won't wear them because I can't wear them anymore, but they are like my good luck charm. And the year that I hurt myself right before the Arnold, and I didn't take them with me, and I think that's why I didn't do well because I was injured, but I also injured myself, and it was the day after I'd taken those crusty Vans out of my gym bag. That was from my good
So
luck
now
charm.
they will always be with you.
That's my quirky superstition.
Ooh, I love that.
Yep. Yeah. Can't lift in the
I don't
pinchy
think I
toed
have
Vans
any.
anymore, sadly. Can't do it.
Sorry for your loss.
Who else slid into your DMs? Who asked you any more questions? Because this is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I got two from Hannah. Sweet angel, I love her. She asked me, I think I wrote them down, didn't write next to them who asked them, so
Who
I'm
wrote it?
assuming
Yeah.
this was her. What celebrity do you think would be best at Saxon? And I want all three of us to answer this because I feel like we'll have different answers.
What
Personally, I think
celebrity
Dwayne
would be-
Johnson, because he's so big. He's just a big dude, and I just feel like him and Kevin Hart would like get a Saxon bar and put it in front of them, and Dwayne would make some joke about how like you're shorter than the Saxon bar and it's a short barbell anyways. And then he'd be like, "Look, I can pick it up with one hand and push it over my head," and like Kevin would be like, "I can't even get my paws around it," or whatever. I think that'd be pretty fun.
I think Shaq would be really good at the Saxon bar.
That's a good one.
I think he would cheat because he would wrap around it. Isn't that against the law or rules?
I mean, I still
They're
think
worried
that.
about Henry doing that.
Yeah, but I still think that. Well, all right. I'm going to specify and say 3x4 Saxon. Shaq would be really good at. And his hands might still get around there, but I still think that Saxon having big hands is going to give you an advantage, whether or not you wrap them or not. But I think Shaq would do really well at 3x4. And then I could see Alan Richardson doing pretty well at 2x5.
So after the Arnold, a few ladies made comments to me about how big my hands were. And then I was like, they're not that big. Like, I'm 6 feet tall. They're not that big. They're actually small compared to a lot of my volleyball teammates. So I measured them, and they're just over 7 inches. So I was like, that's not that big. And in comparison to a lot of other athletes. But there is a female actress who I love her movies. And there was like an article I read ages ago, like weird, like celebrities you think are perfect, but they have like weird shit wrong with them that you don't know about. like
Megan Fox
one
and
had
her
like,
toe thumbs.
yeah, like, so you might have to Google this after. Angelina Jolie has huge hands. She has monster mitts. They're very long. They're very long and like slender, like piano fingers. Like they're very long. You'll see her on the red carpet, and she's a very slight frame, very thin woman, but then like pan down to her hands, and she always like poses them on her hips or like kind of drapes one behind her because they're enormous.
Interesting.
And she like commented on it, like, and I was like fascinated because I was like, what the hell? They are so big. And she's otherwise, I think symmetrically one of the most beautiful people ever lived. And she, that's just to show you not everyone's perfect. And as soon as you think somebody is, and that's not even a flaw, having big hands, but like that was what the article was like. People magazine, like
7 freaks you see every day.
Yeah, so and so has a weird ear, and you're like, I never would have noticed that weird ear.
Yeah.
So yeah, oddly enough, I've considered this, and it's Angelina Jolie. I don't know if she has the body strength to handle it, but I think her mitts could. So.
Yeah. That makes sense.
this is like off topic, kind of related to hands, but I play the violin. And I did like kindergarten through college. I got a scholarship for it and everything.
Wow.
I was in the symphony at my university. And
What?
like, yeah.
Claire, we need you to play a violin
Absolutely
immediately.
Yeah.
No.
Are you kidding?
I never
Yeah,
would have
that's gotta
known
happen.
this. This is incredible.
My teachers all throughout, like all of the private teachers I've ever had, the chamber orchestra teachers would like see me playing the instrument and they'd come over to me and be like, "Why are your fingers so fat?" I have,
Oh my God.
I have like a baseball
Yikes.
mitt for a hand. Like I have such, this is a size 12 ring and it fits like my normal ring finger and it fits, right? And so they're like, you need to play the cello or the bass because you can't get my chubby little fingers close enough to get like sharps and flats where you need to set your hands. So I always had to like scoop my fingers in real close and I was like, I'm never gonna fit in. I needed to switch to a sport where it was a good thing to have more surface area on, you know, your hands because I was like, I look very odd playing such a fragile instrument. And
Oh, that's so cool.
but I don't have the wingspan for bass. So I like pick up a cello and I'm like, I can't reach. So it's
I was going to ask why you didn't pick or why you didn't try to do cello, because I think cellos sounds awesome. Like that's probably my favorite like stringed instrument.
Yeah.
Is the cello.
What did you play, Will?
I did play violin. That was the first set of lessons that I took was violin, because all my friends were doing piano, and I was like, I'm not going to be like them. I'm going to take violin. So I did that for like 2 years, and then the place closed down. I was like, okay, well, we had a good run.
Yeah.
And so then I did like, you know, bass, guitar, drums, the standard boy stuff, you know, the standard teenage boy stuff.
Yeah, so. I picked cello and bass myself, and my teacher was always like, "You have such great piano fingers," and I'm like, "Screw piano! Everyone does piano. I'm not doing piano.
Here's a piano
Fuck
finger
you."
for you.
We had a cool system around here where like kindergarten through 12th grade, all of the city schools and even some of the county schools, you can take the music classes starting in elementary school. If you're an accelerated student, or they used to call it like the gifted program, you could leave science class early and come to math class late and take a music class in between those two. So that's how I started so early. And then it was free. I mean, it was a class you took at school.
Yeah.
And then when I got to college, I went to school local as well. I'm like the definition of a townie. Been here way too long, but I auditioned and they were like, "You're all right. You can sit in the back." And 4 years later, I graduated. And yeah, we got to do.
That's so cool. I never would have known
cool.
that.
Yep,
that's amazing. I mean, people have it or they don't. Are you really good at math, Claire?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm dyslexic, but I'm really good at math. When I can do it, I can do it. But the days where my brain is like, no, never mind, it's full calculator to get 2 + 2. I mean, it's
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like formulas and stuff like that are just in my head where I can just do it, but like easy shit will stump me. Like helping my daughter with homework. I'm like, oh, hold on, let me get a paper. And she's like, come on, Mom. I'm like, hold on. Like, I do math in a way all day long, but like not like that. And it's so funny. Like it's just one of those things. It's not like riding a bike, and if you don't use it, you do lose it. And
I work at a like chemistry-based facility, and there's a lot of things in my brain about general chemistry that I excel at because I do it every day. But then like you try to get me to do organic chemistry, absolutely not. No.
nah.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I can try to balance that equation as long as it's very simple. as long as
Very
it's clear
simple.
what we're doing. And you don't, I got terrible grades in chemistry because we, like, part of what we were graded on was how neatly we took our notes for chemistry. It was like how neatly, like, we had to have like
What
graph,
the hell?
we had notebooks with graph paper, and like everything, all of our work, all of our homework, all of our testing, all of that stuff had to be legible and nice. And I'm left-handed, and it all had to be in pen. And so like everything, I would smear everything all the time. And I'm like, it was bad. And so I just was like, I hate this. Before going into it, I was like, chemistry is going to be really fun. And then,
Yay!
oh, look at that guy.
Sorry,
Is that
he
guy's
needs
name
attention.
Leo? Or which one's
If
that?
you're just joining us, we have a third guest, or a second guest. I'm sorry.
This is my newest addition. His name is Sunshine. I found him
His
through
name is
Chad.
what?
His name is Sunshine.
I knew it.
Sunshine.
I knew it would be a Chad pet. I just sensed it.
He's quite a large man.
Yeah.
But he's
cool.
was raised a
Just
5-year-old, and so you can kind of just do whatever. And he's like, yeah, I've been picked up like that before. No biggie.
This is nothing new.
But
Bye.
Nice.
We got some questions from our audience too. And you have a friend who reached out, and his name is MHM Strongman, but his name is Mason. Are you familiar with Mason?
yeah.
Okay. He goes, it's not a question. I just wanted to say Claire is one of the kindest souls I've ever met, and it's always nice to see her at meets. He literally saw our story, followed us, and sent us that message just to tell you that. And I think that was like the coolest, sweetest thing, because it's like he doesn't know who the hell we are. He was just like, I need to take an opportunity to follow these clowns so I could give my friend Claire some props. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing. And
That's so kind.
Mason, if you're listening, thank you so much.
Thank
Loved
you so much.
it, and I couldn't agree more.
He is one of the
Hear,
kindest
hear.
souls I've ever met in Strongman, and he's one of those that if, he notices that someone across the field might look a little bit parched, he's like, I gotta get them water. And like, he's just like, the servitude of like helping other athletes have a good day is like what I like to rest
Nice.
on, and he also does that. And I just think it's really cool that like people like that find each other, and like joyful, happy, encouraging people. I was so intimidated by you and Hannah the first time we saw each other at the Arnold. I was like, they're like a bestie duo. I was wanted a bestie duo, and that's so cool. And they know each other, and I'm like, oh my god, can I talk to those cool girls over there? And then look at us, like years later, we're like, holy up. Like, people get first impressions, and then it's like, we're all people. Just talk to your people. But yeah, Mason's a G. He's really cool.
Nice.
The right people will find you, and I think that's the biggest takeaway. Even our friendship is that like you can see somebody and make a snap opinion or a snap judgment, and like that's not at all who they are. And just talking to people, being welcoming, like inviting that energy, like let me find out if you are who I think you are. Like let me like if I'm scared of you, let me make sure, because 9 times out of 10 you're completely wrong. And people always surprise me, and I love that about sports in general, because people have game faces on and they walk in like
Yeah.
and then they're the biggest softy sweethearts, and then there are people that look friendly, look nice, and they're actually catty bitches. So it's like you can't
right here.
You can't be sure. Exactly.
That's Will.
Cattiest
100%.
bitch there is, right here. Yep.
The cattiest bitch. You and your friend Jake just
just
catty
a couple
bitches.
of just a couple of catty bitches just hanging out.
Just a couple of them. Hell yeah.
Judging everybody.
Judgy.
Oh man.
That actually feeds in well to Tammy's question that we got. So Tammy asked, has Claire always had the hype? Hype is capitalized, so you can trademark that, I think. And where does that amazing energy originate?
I am unmedicated.
Oh, there
Let's
it is.
get deep.
I'm all over caffeinated. And I don't know where it came from before. When I got injured last year, I was unwell in the brain. And when I got to feeling better, I said, screw it, F it to me setting some, 1,500 powerlifting total. I want to do what's making me happy, because I was getting stuck in this rut of comparing myself to others and aiming for goals that weren't even my own. And so when I finally butterfly out of the cocoon moment of fuck it, let's pick up some rocks, or let's go learn log and let's talk to more people.
Yeah.
And I had someone very near and dear to my life that was like, stop watering yourself down to appease others, because the right people will find you because of how obnoxiously loud you are. Because that person had seen me in my element, which at that time was very bottled, and I only would get obnoxious and loud around 2 or 3 people. But I was kind of bullied out of it as a kid, because I was obnoxious and loud, age, 0 to 14. And then some kid bullied me because I was obnoxious and loud. And I bottled it up for 9-10 years. And then one day I was just like, why not be obnoxious and loud again? Why not have the energy and encourage people? Because you never know how you're going to influence someone's day. And you might smile at someone once in the gym, and then the next day you smile again, and then the third day you're like, hey, I've seen you 3 days in a row. What's your name? Bada bing, bada boom, you're friends for 10 years.
Yeah.
There's a toxic positivity, and then there's I'm going to be as positive as I can be with what I'm given. But then at the same time, if I'm ultra positive and somebody doesn't give me that back, I'm going to be like, do you want to talk? Are you okay? Because there is toxic positivity where you're like, everything is great, and everything is great, and everything is great, and nothing's ever bad. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all see me with a lot of caffeine in my system most of the time.
Well, I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's wonderful to be around. And a lot of the times, the most positive, uplifting people I know have experienced darkness and pain, and awful things have happened to them, and they know now to bring out the light, and kind of, not that you force it necessarily, but that it's so important, because you never know who around you might be struggling. And your smile, your laughter, your loud, you can encourage people to be themselves by being yourself. And I love that about you. I adore you. So thank you for being Claire. Great question, Tammy.
I feel so appreciated. Yeah, I definitely have been through my own, negativity battles, and prior to, getting into strength and everything, I lost someone who was like a brother to mental health problems. He committed suicide, and I got this tattoo for him that says "Not another soul lost." It's death metal graffiti. I got better pictures on my Instagram. But I got it in a font so that people could go, "What's that barbed wire on your arm?" And then I could explain to them,
It's tribal.
hey, it says something. I promise to not lose another friend, and in that avenue also live my life to the fullest, because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. And I don't mean that in a dark, mysterious, I'm hiding an illness thing or anything. We're not promised tomorrow, so why not live today to the fullest? So I don't want to mope around and complain that it's, the weather and the blah, and the da-da-da, and just dude, I'm air in my lungs, I've got all 10 digits, all 10 toes, and I get to live a cool life. And I got invited into this niche weirdo sport with this sideshow circus, and we're just having fun.
I love
That's
you. You're the best. Now, Grace, this is another great question. Grace Van Hoy. She asks, if your space buns had names, what would they be?
Space buns.
Oh, if my space buns had names, what would they be? I haven't even named my biceps. Like, you know how people will be like, this is Bing and this is Bong. Like,
Bing bong.
Oh, that's terrible.
Let's see. You could have Welch's grape and whatever your other favorite flavor of energy is.
So I know the right one is gonna have to be something like stupid. Like, if this is Tweedledum, this is Tweedledummer, because I always get the left side perfect, which I'm right-handed, which is odd. And then this one will be like falling off my head. It's twisted around. It's got like the left one's just like the perfect child, like, 10 out of 10 valedictorian, and then this one's like
Superman and
made it to
Bizarro.
graduation and had to do summer school. Like, they got the graduation certificate that was empty, and then they had to go to summer school after graduation.
Yeah, something opposite Mario and Wario.
Yeah.
This is Mario and this is Bowser.
I love that. Mario and
Let's
Bowser.
stick with that.
Oh, God.
Nice. Sierra Powell had a question, or nope, not a question, because there's an exclamation mark at the end of it. So she's just yelling at you. Advice for new ladies who are just getting into grip.
Get a grip.
Now.
Just do it. Like, just do the stuff and pick up the things and like do what makes you happy, man. Like, if you like Hub, do Hub. If you like Saxon, buy a Saxon bar. Buy both of the Saxon bars. Who cares? I am gonna admit something. I've never consistently trained grip. I know that listen, don't execute me, okay? Don't scream at me. I have always...
What are you even doing here?
I've always had grip implemented into my normal workouts. But when I the first Arnold I went to for grip, and I did the Super Series that year, I was prepping for powerlifting meet. And I was deadlifting in the 400s, and I had payoff in my grip. I've never had a collection of the implements. I own a Saxon bar, and that's it. But I have a couple like natural stones, larger, smaller, whatever. I have a couple at my desk at work that I'll just like pick up.
Sure.
Find rocks. Do what makes you happy. Buy scratch and dent stuff, or buy the brand new stuff, or make grip implements. Like, I know Hannah Lindsay has some cool ones that she's either fashioned herself or whatever. But if you're getting into grip, or if you're just getting into strength sports for the first time, make connections with people and just go do it. Stop telling yourself that you need to be stronger for your first competition. It's just your first competition. Go get the jitters out and have fun. The first one literally is just to experience it. If you experience it and you hate it, now 3 months in instead of waiting 3 years. So jump into a competition, embarrass yourself, do whatever, wear a clown wig and, carry around noisemakers. I don't care. Jump in and do it. Like, just do what makes you happy, but jump in and do a competition. Because I see a lot, they're like, I have to have a perfect, 9-for-9 powerlifting meet or a perfect grip event. You're never going to have a perfect grip event because a lot of them are run rising bar. You're going to fail all 3 of your lifts in front of a crowd. I've done that for 3 years at the Arnold. I failed all of my final lifts at the crowd. And just this year I started doing the curtsy, which should have been a thing a while ago, but that's a whole different story. But yeah, just jump in and do it. Just sign up for a competition and just go full force against the wind, because it'll be fun.
It's good advice for Sierra. She got her taste at the Arnold, and now she's going in.
Now she's hooked. Now she's jumping in. And we'll probably see her next year. I hope we will. We have another question. Josh Villarreal. Would Claire rather always have background music playing in her life, like a movie, or have a personal narrator describing everything she does?
Oh, background music. Oh, listen, I am the most clumsy person. The narrator would get exhausted. I love music. I would definitely pick music. I was born and spent a couple days in the NICU because I had a dramatic entrance to this world. But my dad had a little cassette player on the side of my bassinet in the NICU where him and his band had just come out with a new album like 5 days before I was born. And he put the cassette in there and it would just play nonstop. And then when I got out of the NICU, I went to my first concert when I was like 18 days old. And so there has been background music to my life, my whole life. I had a radio under my bed from like age 0 to whenever I moved here. And now same thing.
That's
like,
cool.
There's always music. It feels oddly quiet in here right now because there's not music. So background music. And I do have to admit, it would probably be country music because that is what is playing in my life a lot.
What kind of country music?
Whatever's on the radio,
Artist
old
examples.
stuff, new stuff. Kill Your Old Husband Earl music. Before He Cheats by Carrie
Goodbye,
Underwood
Earl.
will probably be on loop. Like, all avenues. I mean, I was a classical trained violinist who also likes deathcore death metal music. Like, you can't confine your life to one genre, but country is like, to me, can be good music to listen to, but also good, like, just happening in the background, definitely music.
You're raised on it. It's part of you and it kind of stays with you. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That was why I thought Yellow
like that
Card was so cool when I was younger.
What did you say?
Oh, I said that's why I thought Yellow Card was so cool when I was younger, because I was like, they have a violinist? This is awesome. In like normal music? Like, this is the best. So that was one of my first forays into the pop punk scene. So music is great.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any more? I think that was it, right?
I think that was it.
Yeah. I don't know that I have. I didn't prepare any questions. I just wanted to hang out.
So what's next for Claire? We got Sedalia this weekend. Anything else on the horizon for you? Either judging, competing, a lot?
Oh, do I? So last weekend I went up to Martinsburg, West Virginia for a little strongman day with Robbie and his crew at Legacy. It was just kind of like a try every implement day. I have Sedalia this Saturday. I get one weekend off. The 12th of April, I travel down to the Strongest at the Sideshow at the All-American in Fayetteville. That is a team strong for continuing the mission. Really, really go follow them. Kendra and Willie and Kira Rickson. Dancers, Kendra and Willie, and then Kira. Wonderful people raising a lot of money for continuing the mission, which is, shameless plug here, a nonprofit that supports service animals for veterans. Really,
Nice.
really cool.
No, that's not.
after-
Don't be afraid of plugging that. That's a great organization and a great charity and a great event. The Holiday Highlander and the Strongest at the Sideshow looks like it's going to be a blast. So,
yeah, I did Highlander, and like, I need to do every event that those people run all the time. And then the weekend after Fayetteville, I'm traveling up to Toms River, New Jersey. Yes. For a sanctioned strongman meet with Lizzie. It's called the Lift for Autism, to support their after school program at a YMCA. And then April 6th, I'm judging a powerlifting meet at Robbie's gym in Martinsburg. My April is like boom, 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 like just
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
real busy.
If I could do it every weekend, I would.
meet a lot of new people, a lot of new friends. You'll be exhausted, but like you said, life is short, and if you can do it while you can.
Life
Yep.
is short, but I am almost 26 and unmarried, so I'm just kind of like,
You're so young. So, like, get out of here.
Yeah, totally.
So much time. And you have plenty of
so
time
much
to do events every single weekend, because once you do get married and have kids, you'll be not able to, and have to be very choosy. So
Yeah, no kids for me though. No, yeah, y'all can keep that. But once I get married, I'll have other priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a lot.
They're a lot,
I
but
wanna
they're
be
wonderful,
auntie,
but they're not
like,
for
I want to
everybody.
I want to be an auntie so bad. Like, I just want to be like, come get me, I want a pink drink. And like, I roll up in my little lifted Tahoe and the kid comes in and we're like, let's go to Target. And like, we like, buy everything. And that, yeah. And then I give them back and I go to my really quiet house with
Yes.
my cats and I get left alone.
Nothing wrong with that. I love that.
Nice.
So, I mean, I guess the floor is yours. This is kind of where we wrap things up. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you want to mention? Anything you want to discuss? A little bit more about you? Where can our listeners find you if they're not already following you already?
If you're not
Plug
already
yourself.
following me, I am Bear Claire on Instagram. I'm probably most active on Instagram. If you find my TikTok, it's almost the same username. I'm sorry if you find my TikTok, because I will post anything on there. I try to coordinate things on, Facebook and Instagram, but I'm definitely active on Instagram. I just wanted to say thank you to you guys. I hope that this podcast becomes the #1 streamed in the world, and you get to have me back and be like, oh, remember when? Like, it'll be awesome. But you guys are two wonderful people, and I love,
oh, shucks.
I love talking. I could talk the paint off a wall, so I'm glad I got invited. We'll come back anytime you want me here.
Lovely.
We would love to.
We for sure would.
Well, thank you, Claire. It's been a pleasure, and good luck to all your contests. Make sure you keep us updated. Please tag the podcast and your events and stuff like that. We'd be more than happy to share them. I don't think people know that. Like, we have Hunter Heath.
Yeah.
And Sam.
Hunter and Sam tag us.
Hunter and Sam tag us, and that's about it. But like, we're more than happy to like promote our guests and reshare anything you want. And that goes for everybody. We're team players. We love it, and we'd like to see you guys. So thank you for joining us.
Yep.
And
if you're just tuning in, we're saying goodbye to Bear Claire. So
I do want to ask for one of those flags. So when I win something, instead of having like the United States flag
American
or the Canada
flag,
you can have the little sausage flag. Fantastic.
Gold medal over top of it, tied around.
We'll get you in touch with Nate. Nate handles the flags. So.
Appreciate it.
Nate's the flag guy.
That would be hilarious.
But we have the girl sausage and the boy sausage, and
yep.
Yeah. We need to get banners ourselves. We need to get banners for our show as well. But
I know.
Or at least stickers, but we're on our way.
We're getting there. One of these days.
Once we get 300 followers, I'm gonna spring for stickers.
What are we at? I don't even know where we're at.
I don't know. It's not look. Important. No,
it is important.
I don't want to be embarrassed on the air.
65. So
we're almost there.
We only need 35 more.
Almost
only
there.
need 35. Okay. Anyway, yes. Thank you for being here. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And yeah. I guess
good luck with your
time.
April.
Yeah, good grief.
Thank you.
You should send out like a monthly newsletter.
Stay hydrated. Stock up on caffeine. Oh wait, I got one more question.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What is your caffeine of choice? Are we going Celsius? Are we going Rain? Are we going Ghost? What is Bear Claire's caffeinated jam?
So I cannot stick to one because they're just all caffeine and they're so good.
Sure.
And I am
There's a lot of good
this
flavors
is
out there.
Carbonated. I have to have something all the time. Currently my obsession is Great Edition Red Bulls, because there's one pink one and one purple one. When you drink both of them at the same time, it equals about the amount of a Reign, which is what I normally drink when I'm going to the gym. Just like settles well, and I'm like,
sure.
250 to 300 milligrams before a lift is like almost a requirement, or my brain can't. I have to like hyperdrive past the ADHD to like hyper focus lift. Anything that's carbonated, honestly, like the Rise flavors, like Baja Cooler, the Sunny stuff that it tastes like other drinks, like the Kool-Aid and this and that. Those are smack-a-lackin'. Red Bull Spring Edition, any of the rain flavors except for the Dreamsicle one. I have a personal vendetta against the Dreamsicle one. I threw it up a couple times. Twice.
I don't like it either. It's like it's almost repulsive to me. Like
pretty
anything
sour-ish.
Yeah.
Because like sweet stuff and the workout like vomit. So if it's sour, I can keep it down.
There's like most of the Bang flavors really I steer clear from. Like the rainbow unicorn and birthday cake and all that. It's all it's garbage. It's actually absolutely garbage.
Bang is one I will never grab. Like I will be on my deathbed, like exhausted, and if somebody offers me a Bang, it's
so many better options. Bang at like the 2018 Arnold maybe or something. I don't know, somewhere around there. They had 2 booths on either side of the aisle, and they just had a giant rave going. Like that was their thing, and it was just crazy. And people were just out there, just passing out bangs and stuff. And it was like, oh, cool. But it was like, it was. Think about how much that cost. That was expensive. So anyway, no, Bang is.
At the first Arnold I went to, I drank 6 of the Rainbow Sherbet Rains, and I was like, why am I on and my hands are like
how did not have a heart attack?
I'm like counting the amount of milligrams of caffeine I have. Like, that's dangerous.
Oh, that's too many. Interesting.
Another tangent. One last tangent, Grabber Gang. Sorry about that. Why not? One for the road.
Nice.
Well,
appreciate y'all, dogs.
That's it. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
Adios, Grabber Gang. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.